Good evening, Nick Inman from VolumeProfileTrader.com on Thursday, July 12th. Looking at the S&P, this is going to be a pretty short video because nothing has really changed, to be honest. Today we did make new lows today relative to yesterday. However, we touched a bigger level of support that I was looking for, and the trade off of that was actually pretty nice. About as good as the bounce was yesterday, but we're getting to a level where this pullback that we're seeing, if we're going to see buyers come in, it's going to be sooner rather than later. So today I flattened out on my entire SPY short, and I actually reversed that position and started to nibble on some other names. So let's look at the hourly chart so we can see why. Okay, this high volume area yesterday talked about 1328 as the level to look at, the top of this high volume area from last month. Where did we get yesterday as the low? 1327.75. The next area I talked about was this next big bulk of high volume. It was around 1319. Today's lows 1975. I know I had a nice long today personally. Bought the S&P futures at 1320.50 and ended up getting stopped out at 1331.50. So that was a great trade. And also I picked up SPY down at those levels. I don't know the exact price, but I know it's somewhere. I know it's below 1332.89 or so, which was the close of this bar. I also picked up some Apple just because I was looking for something that would probably outperform. I don't really have a support level on this. However, if I bring it into a shorter time frame, okay, brought it down to a shorter time frame on Apple. We closed this gap, and it's the bottom. We have a little high volume area here. Value area low for the last 2 weeks are at these levels. What I'd just be looking for is some type of push back to the upside. Really on the S&P, which I'm going to bring back up. I'm just looking for a push up towards 13. Well, let's see if it loads. There we go. 13. Let me get the exact level. 1342.50. 13. Let's call it 1350. That range. That would be the level I'm looking for the S&P to push up towards, where I will reevaluate longs. But right now, this is just for a short-term trade. I don't have any conviction one way or the other, so I'm just taking it as is. Into the close, I did short some QQQ, and the reason why was because I needed to hedge myself just in case those. I didn't take profits on those the SPY and the Apple because my target's a little higher than that, and I didn't want to. I didn't want to take advantage of a potential low volume rally, short covering rally on Friday. So I went ahead and sold short some Qs, and that was just to hedge, just in case if the market, ends up opening up lower tomorrow or doesn't do what I expect, which is maybe a low volume melt up. And I don't want to be on the wrong side. I want to at least have myself hedged because I did take off all of my SPY short. Now, just to show you, NASDAQ 100 came down, and it did pierce the point of control for the month, but it came down to this high volume here and the bottom of this and bounced pretty nicely. Not great volume. The sell volume is still pretty controlling, but we are getting some decent buying bars, and that's something to take note of. Also, the Dow. Let me zoom in a little bit on this. Last month's point of control, we're bouncing nicely off that. Pretty light volume, so you want to see it hopefully get above this little high volume area here. Would love to see it push another 100 points higher from current levels. So China's GDP came out in forecast. So maybe market players were anticipating a slowing China, and now that it's in line, maybe the market pops off that. It's up a little bit, 4 points or so. So you never know. But really, let's see. I guess I bought Hewlett Packard yesterday. I'm in underwater on that, but I'm sticking with it. My stop is at 18.98 or something. I don't know the exact price, but I know it's right under 19. So if I get stopped, I get stopped. It's actually a pretty small position, and the reason why was because I bought it around 1960, if I remember right, and that's 4% or so. I'm sorry, 3% off of the lows, and that's more risk than I would like to take on a trade like this. Therefore, I bought smaller versus a position like Apple or SPY where I was right at support. The market started to turn. I joined them, and it's paying off so far. So hopefully the market continues to rally tomorrow, and I would definitely, just to put it out there, by tomorrow's close, I will scale down on that Apple and the SPY just to square my books, take some profits, well, hopefully some profits, and kind of go from there. A few other names that I want to point out just to do so. Gold bouncing at these lows. I took off my gold hedge here at these lows. It was actually for a pretty nice gain, but of course my gold long takes heat while that gold hedge turns green. So if we get a pop on gold, I will look to put this hedge back on. Still bummed I didn't catch this big move that I was looking for. Caught a decent amount of it, but I was aware of the potential, and I just let it slip. So that's a bit frustrating, but what can you do? But anyways, hope this helps. Hope it gives you some clues. And I guess I'll just keep rambling. 6E, just to say it, Euro. Let's get the overnight on this. All right, we'll look at the daily. I'm not trying to say it's trying to bottom here, but we have a 2176 low. Maybe we push up. I see this high volume area here. Not with the fibs, but you see it. So we should see some type of retracement. Some short covering, considering it's Friday, but the overall downtrend remains. And let's not forget the original sell against this point of control for the month. I remember I caught it. It was on the 1st of May, maybe it was the 2nd, but I'm nearly positive I sold it on the 1st. Took most of my profits on the way down, which is a little disappointing because there's so much more. But that's trading. But anyways, I digress. That's it. Talk to you later. Have a good night.